My name is Scott Smith, and I'm the Department Head for Human Services Technology here at Randolph Community College. We offer two-year degrees. The first is Human Services Technology. This prepares students for entry-level positions in agencies that provide social, community, and educational services. Graduates would qualify for entry-level positions in mental health, in child care, family services, social services, rehabilitation, corrections, and educational agencies. We also have a 2-year substance abuse concentration that is also a 2-year degree, and that is very comparable to the human services degree, other than we have about 6 specific substance abuse courses that offer more training in that area. Different areas of specialization include students can go all the way from working with young children that may have grown up in abusive situations, all the way up to the elderly that may be struggling with Alzheimer's and dementia and other issues. They can also work with victims of partner violence. They can work with those struggling with addictions, which we'll talk about a little more later. They can also work with those with developmental disabilities. Regarding equipment that's needed, there's really not a lot of equipment needed, other than it'd be nice to have a computer and internet access at home, because right now we are offering all of our courses online. The number of students admitted to the program is unlimited. There's not a test necessarily to get into the program, although you do have to do a test to see what math and English we might need to place you in. Some skills that are developed in the program. One of them is very, very basic, and that is basic listening skills. A lot of people, myself included, before I went to graduate school for counseling, thought that I was just a fantastic listener. And I learned that I wasn't as good a listener as I thought I was. So we spent an entire course in interviewing techniques, learning these skills and practicing these skills in role plays and other exercises that we do together in the classroom once we get back to the seated situation. Our students learn documentation skills in our Human Services Case Management course and also in our Substance Abuse Case Management course. Our students also learn about the importance of ethical codes and how to understand and apply those ethical codes and practice by those ethical codes. They also learn about self-care, because in our profession, burnout is very high because we are constantly giving of ourselves, and oftentimes we're not taking care of ourselves. So I focus our entire Human Services Issues course on self-care. Credentials that are available. We have a substance abuse certificate that involves 4 courses. Substance abuse overview is first, then we have codependency, we have substance abuse counseling, followed by crisis intervention. Every student that gets the 2-year degree in Human Services Technology or the 2-year degree in Human Services Technology focusing on substance abuse will also get that substance abuse certificate. There is also a certification process for human services professionals called the Human Services Board Certified Practitioner. That is overseen by the Centers for Credentialing and Education, which is down the road in Greensboro. In order to qualify for that, students have to have a 2-year degree, have to have a certain number of hours or years, usually 2, in the field, and then you have to take a test and pass that test to become certified. Another certification that we are very, very excited about, that we're getting ready to start offering in November through continuing education, is our Peer Support Specialist class. This class is very important to take because it makes you much more employable. Employees can, if you come in with that peer support certification, they can bill based on the work that you do. So that is critical in helping you find a job. There will be more information coming about that class. We're going to try to offer that in the fall and in the spring. It will be limited to about 14 people. Opportunities for higher education. We have really about 3 unwritten articulation agreements. Gardner-Webb University, Lees-McRae College, and East Tennessee State University all offer Bachelor's of Science in Human Services. East Tennessee State, I think, works with folks like our students from North Carolina in not charging out-of-state tuition. There's a lot of help available as well. One that we're working on that I'm very excited about, got put on hold because of COVID-19, is an agreement with Winston-Salem State with their Bachelor's of Rehabilitation Studies program. It will be a 2+2, or we're hoping possibly a 2+1.5. that you may be able to go in as a junior and finish in a year and a half. Their goal is to get everything online. They're finalizing an articulation agreement first with Forsyth Tech. Once they get that done, we will jump on board, and hopefully that will be done very shortly. And that is also going to be much more less expensive, than the private colleges that I mentioned than East Tennessee State. Some jobs that some of our alumni have gotten. Just had to do our yearly report for the Human Services program, and so I had to track some of this data. The previous graduation, 72.7% of our students that graduated are working in the field. Some of the places at which they're working: the Day Reporting Center for Adults, Drug Free Moore County, Randolph County Department of Social Services, Aspire Youth and Family, that's based out of Lexington, Habitat for Humanity, and there are other places. One of our graduates is working for Triad Therapy here in town, and we'll talk a little bit more about other agencies that are working and partnering with us for internship opportunities and perhaps jobs down the road. Regarding job data, the national openings for human services and social and human service assistants from 2018 to 2020 increased by 6.45%. National openings for substance abuse, behavioral disorder, and mental health counselors increased by 7.82% in the last 3 years. Annual openings in that same time frame for mental health and substance abuse social workers increased by 11.02%. And psychiatric aides, the hiring or the job opportunities increased by 6.12%. One of the things that's happened trend-wise, unfortunately, with the shutdown in COVID-19, I know we're trying to reopen, is we've just seen an exorbitant increase in addiction issues, mental health issues, unfortunately suicides. Some data, a May 4th article from NPR said that the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration saw a 5-fold increase in the national helpline between the beginning and the end of March. The crisis text line says its volumes were up 40% in the pandemic. A July 1st article in the Washington Post said the suspected overdoses nationally jumped 18% in March, 29% in April, and 42% in May. So there is clearly becoming more and more of a need for human services professionals. Some local employers who work with the program that I haven't mentioned, I think I did mention Triad Therapy. Salvation Army, just want to mention one thing about Salvation Army. We haven't been able to do a lot as far as having a club, but we did feed, I think it was over 300 plates of barbecue right before Thanksgiving in 2019 and partnering with the Salvation Army. And that was just a great outreach and a chance for us to give back to the community and those in need. And the Salvation Army was a wonderful partner there. Faith Health Navigator is another wonderful partner that takes a lot of our interns. Right now we have an intern there doing her work-based learning. And they try to find insurance and coverage for medicines for folks that don't have good insurance coverage or that can't afford that. And also hooking them up with all the other necessary services for mental health needs as well. The Juvenile Day Reporting Center has been a phenomenal partner, has probably taken 10 of our students over the last 2 years for work-based learning or their internships. I just recently found out that one of my students that was doing her internship at the Department of Social Services in Pittsburgh was offered a job. So oftentimes our internships or our work-based learning will turn into a job opportunity, and that of course is the goal. Regarding the salaries of our graduates or the potential salaries of our graduates, recent data shows that counselors or entry-level counselors start out about $15.45 an hour, and the median range is $20.81. For social and human services assistants, the starting salary of the first 25 percentile is $11.56, the median being $15.59 an hour. Community health workers was about the same there, $11.36 on the low range, $16.60 at the median range. So that just gives you an idea of some starting salary. Just wanted to say, if anybody is interested in human services and obtaining their 2-year human services technology degree or their substance abuse 2-year degree, or even just getting the certificate, the substance abuse certificate, my name is Scott Smith. I can be reached here at the college at 336-633-0202, or you can email me at sasmith, S-A-S-M-I-T-H, at randolph.edu, or you can reach me on my cell, 704-244-1523.